Huh? Hmm.
Foxes, love them, love a fox. Joining me today is one of them. Is Nicola? How are you doing?
I'm not very foxy today, Chris. If I'm honest, I'm a
better,
little bit poorly, but yeah.
Yeah, but well, we're here to talk about Microsoft's exclusive. Along with the Windows PC, but you know they're all kind of linked, aren't they?
Let's not get into that.
Yeah, let's not. Super Lucky's Tale. And it's okay.
Yeah?
It's okay.
Yeah. You've been playing it, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
So tell me about it. What is it? What is it, Chris?
So it's very similar. I know, like, the thing is at the moment is when a new platform comes out, it's very easy to kind of go, oh, it's like Banjo-Kazooie, or it's like this, or it's like that. I mean, it can't be its own game. But the thing is, this is very heavily influenced by Crash, definitely, just by the way the levels are all kind of set out. So essentially, you play this little fox called Lucky. He's a very cute little fox, very sweet, lovely little character. His sister's gone missing, and you're kind of trying to take down this group of villains called the Kitty Litter, led by Papa Jinx, who is the evil cat. And there's so each world that you go to has one of the Kitty Litter as their main boss at the very end. And in the kind of the hub worlds for these worlds are like levels, like portals, like very much like Crash. When you went to a level in Crash, you go through a portal. Yeah. More so for 2 and 3. But you go into a level, you have to find a 4-leaf clover, which is like the emblem at the end. And by collecting them, it means you unlock the boss fight at the end.
Right.
So there's 99 in total. You have to collect, say, 10 for the first boss, 30 for the second. So it kind of, you just have to collect them all. And there's many different ways to do it.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about the game is the level design. You know, it's very versatile. And there's a lot going on, and it does remind me of Crash in that way as well, because there's your 3D kind of world where you run around in and you collect bits and pieces, and then there's the kind of side-scrolling 3D that you've got in Crash.
Yes. Where
you go from left to right. And then there's like the mini games where like, for example, there's a mini game where you're a marble on like a marble table, and you have to move the table to get the marble to collect coins and stuff. And there's lots of variety throughout the game.
So it sounds to me like it's quite an old school style of game, but it's not a remake of anything, is it? I mean, it's a new IP or a sequel.
Yes, it is a new IP. The VR game Lucky's Tale came out on the Oculus Rift, but this is like, I'm not saying Microsoft are kind of wanting it to be their mascot, because I think you've got Master Chief and stuff like that. That's what Microsoft's known for.
But it does seem like they are trying to tap into that a little bit.
I think, I mean, this year you've seen so many new, like, it seems to like all be all of a sudden, because you've had Knack 2, you've had Yooka-Laylee, you've had Sonic Mario, there's a lot of kind of
and of course they've remastered Crash as well.
Yeah,
I just find it interesting that, like I say, it does sound like quite an old school style game, and it strikes me as a bit, well, maybe because I'm not perhaps the target audience, but it strikes me a little bit as an odd decision. But I mean, how does it stand up against those classics? Does it do that on its own, or what?
It doesn't. I said it in the review. It doesn't stand out as anything special, and it's quite generic. The level designs become a bit, I don't want to say bland, because they're not bland. They're very kind of beautifully designed, but they all become a bit too similar, and they all kind of look the same. The worlds kind of look the same throughout. It doesn't do anything new. It's a fun game to play, and like, if you've got, it's this old if you've got kids thing.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean adults can't enjoy it, because they can. But it is very good for kids.
You think it's specifically aimed at children?
I think it's more aimed at younger audience. Yeah.
Okay.
I think things like Crash, it's difficult.
Yeah.
And it gives adults a challenge, whereas
Crash is very specific though, isn't it? Because that's rebooting something that a lot of people grew up with and loved. Whereas this seems like it's trying to maybe capture a new audience. Do you think that's fair to say?
Yeah, I think so. I think like say Yooka-Laylee, that's its own IP, and that was aimed more at adults because of the kind of the difficulty in
trying to
unlocking
capture
everything
banjo,
and getting
sort of.
Yeah. And I think it's a fun game to play. It's not going to take forever to finish. And that's it takes a while to collect the 4-leaf clovers because they're kind of hidden everywhere. But the levels themselves aren't particularly difficult, and they don't ever get too difficult. And the boss fights are all very, very much. I keep saying Crash. It is its own game, but the boss fights are very much like Crash because they're all kind of. The characters are all very similar, and they all follow kind of similar patterns to those kind of games.
Right.
So I try not to kind of ruin the boss fights, but they're
spoilers,
all
Chris, spoilers.
Yeah, they all it feels like you've been there before. If you've played these kind of games, you'll know. And I think it's a lovely kind of sentiment behind it, and there is a nice like story. It's not menacing, not threatening, and it is very appealing. I was just like about to say, but my daughter loves foxes, so she's obsessed with playing this, and she's like 4 going on 5, and it's. She can kind of get to grips with the first world, and it is a lovely kind of game to play with people, and it's just I don't know. It doesn't have anything to keep me going.
Does it have a? I mean, is it a couch co-op? Is there like a Tails character? Another fox?
Unfortunately not.
Another fox sidekick who annoys everybody? Is there one of those? No. Okay.
No, there's a hedgehog that annoys everyone. No, there's No, there's not. It's a single player.
Okay.
But there's you can pass between worlds. You can pass a controller over. It's easy on the eye, and it is quite simple. So it is very much a pick up and kind of play game. It saves your progress all the time. The load times are pretty snappy. It's fine. I don't want to. I didn't love it. But I did quite enjoy it. However, it does kind of get a bit tiresome after a while.
Okay. What do you think's missing from it then that you don't think will make it a classic? Do you think?
I don't know. I just think.
Do you think it doesn't do enough original? It's just borrowing too heavily from.
I think I've seen it all before.
Right.
Yeah, I think I've seen it all before. I think there's certain games, and I know Mario's like the one to go to, but Nintendo with Super Mario Odyssey, they've managed to keep this same plumber who's been they've been making games about him for 25, almost 30 years. Keeping them original, making them fun to play, and keeping them different, and there's certainly a reason why he's still there. And I just think with this, doesn't really do anything new.
Okay.
It tries with the level design. It feels like more of a. I know this word's kind of bandied about a lot, but a homage. It's like a homage to all the games that have come before.
Okay, well that's not a bad thing.
No, it isn't a bad thing. And I don't want to kind of paint it as a bad game, because it really isn't a bad game. But I just think there's a lot of other platformers that do it a lot better, and I just don't know. I expected a bit more progression maybe, because you consistently doing the same kind of stuff. It's jump, double jump, whip your tail, and you burrow underground to collect things underground and attack enemies and stuff. But it all kinds of feel a bit similar.
Right.
The main thing is the levels, and there is constant level designs that change throughout each of the worlds, and there's new stuff thrown in. So in terms of different levels, there's a lot kind of going off between the worlds, but I don't know. I don't know if that's enough to keep you playing.
Okay, well, it sounds like it's a competent game. It's just it's not.
Oh yeah.
It's not blowing your skirt up, Chris. By the sounds
no,
of
it hasn't blown my skirt up. My skirt's still down.
That's a shame.
But people will love this, I think, just because it's the sort of game that people need. If you don't have a Switch, because obviously Mario's the go-to platformer at the minute, but you know, you still give it a go and see what it's like. It's not a terrible game by any means, and it is quite charming. It's definitely, you know, it definitely make you smile.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, you can go and read my review on guysofgeek.com. Ask me any questions on Twitter. Find me whatever my tweet is. It'll popped up at the start of this video. There you go.
First Avenger 83, Chris.
That's the one. Thanks, Stick. Bloody hell, what am I playing at? Thanks for joining me.
Oh, you're welcome.
And thanks for listening, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.